So this is our podcast pod. I'm just set up for extra
Awesome.
quiet and extra sound absorbing.
Sorry.
And we haven't ever really used it for a podcast. This will be the first one.
Oh, nice.
We made it for a trade show, and we got the podcast stuff for props. But now Jen was figuring out how to use all this stuff.
Okay.
So she can record. So
We got it all figured out too.
But with these mounts.
Yeah, this is amazing.
So you'd be all happy with just
We can set up in there 100%.
Okay.
And those spog out just like the other ones, or they not?
Not this one. This one does. So here, let me show you this pod. Okay, so here, come on in, and then so this is our huddle pod, and then I'm going to close the door, and then check out the when I close the door, check out the light.
Oh, wow.
Try out. That is, we need to talk about this. I have another invention.
Okay.
Yeah, that I've been working on for a while. That is so cool. Let's not get in the way of the morning meeting. Where's that all?
Okay.
So the morning meeting, it's fairly new. We've been doing it about 2 years now. Anyway, something that really came out of the Japan tour that we did, I noticed like a lot of companies were pulling on this, and then I was told like it's the beginning. You want to do all this lean, you got to get a routine together, and this was like our big culture pull together routine starter, which then I was able to build on it, on bringing the culture in through the about me slides and all that stuff, because I don't really care about all the other sauce as much as I do the person giving the presentation. They're bringing a little bit of themselves, they're being vulnerable, and that's how I like connecting with it and how I can grow conversations with others. So the goal of our morning meeting here is to be clear, CIS communication. So we're trying to just give people information they might not know. That's the Hank attends. Just a quick get together. It's the icebreaker of the day. Let's give everybody some information. It builds a community, so that's why we get together. We want to see that we're all here. People, often they get into their building and they just go to where they need to and they don't see anybody all day. And that doesn't feel great. I don't like it. I personally wouldn't like it. So coming together, enjoying some time together has been good. And through the culture, the stretching, the feeling good. I've heard lots of great responses on the stretching and the learning about each other. Not only that, but the the morning meeting has actually grown a lot of people here. A lot of people that had fear of public speaking, a lot of people that had anxiety on that have now opened up, and they're actually sharing it with me, saying that this has actually opened me up, and I've been able to do things outside of work, speeches or weddings, funerals, all that stuff. It's been really rewarding to hear that stuff. Although at the start of it, everybody was like, what are we doing? Why are we doing this? They're seeing the why are we doing this now, which is the fantastic part. We always want to get into like a good feeling. You can talk about it. Share some things, icebreakers. Did you clock in? We're trying to just share friendly reminders, things that people have a hard time doing.
Yeah, and I remember you strategically did the morning meeting at the very beginning of the day for the shop.
When I first introduced it, it was new, right? So I took responsibility. I ran it for maybe a month myself. Got everybody comfortable, like used to what we were trying to do and all that. And then what I did is I started doing this. It's an alphabetical order. So Mars went today. Paul is going tomorrow. Yeah. So we're going alphabetically ordered. We're giving everybody a chance. That was like almost crazy to think about. That everybody was going to take a turn at first. Everybody was like fearful of it and all that. Now everybody is not fearful. In fact, we had a new guy. He had been here maybe a week, and his turn came up, and I was like, "This is just what we do here," and he did it.
Yeah.
And now he's part of the system, and he sees everybody else does it, so there's more comfort in doing it, and he did great.
Well, and you also said it helped with attendance, because if you start at 6:30 and you do the morning meeting at 6:30, then people are there.
And they're fresh, right?
Yeah.
So they're fresh. It's the best time of day.
That's right. It's so we're trying to make sure that everybody's here. We're trying to give somebody, a reason to be in, even though you just should be in already. It's like, well, there's really something you got to be here for, and you're either letting your teammates down if you're not here. So there's a little sense of responsibility to being at the morning meeting, even though you're not the one presenting. You still need to be there to be part of it. That really helped with a lot of attendance issues, and it helped us identify attendance issues.
A common question I get asked all the time is, but what if We have, Mary drops her kids off at school and can't make it until 8:30. The shop officially starts at 6:30. But, everyone's going to be here at 9:30. How do you feel about that?
Well, I split to, because we have some people that come in at different times too, to be honest.
Yeah,
We've got people that start
let's
at
just say
7:30.
just the shop, not the office, just the shop.
Just the shop.
Yeah.
If I had people coming
You
in,
have one start time?
I have one start time.
Yeah.
Because we're a team out there. We rely on each other, so we got to figure out our schedules outside of life. We're working. Would you ever do that when you first start a job? You'd probably figure out how to get there at 6:30 and all that stuff. Right? You'd never be like, oh, I want this job, but hey, I can only start at this time. Well, I'm sorry, it doesn't fall in the criteria. I'm just trying to be kind.
Factory people are dependent on each other to make the thing flow.
Yeah.
But
When you use the team analogy, like how many hockey games have you ever watched in your life where the centerman's just like, poof, I'm gonna miss the first 5 today because I had to do the thing. It's not happening,
important.
right?
Yeah, it's important.
So,
I could just never see that ever happening in Japan either. Like, there would never be. Maybe I can come in later. No, but we're always like firm and upfront about like what the criteria is. And, like, this is what it is. Can you work with us to like get it better? Like, is this going to be a permanent thing, or are you going to work to try and be in for 6:30 in the future? Sort of thing. So. We're trying to work with people, do coaching, and get here as a team. It's been helpful. It's been helpful and helped to grow people as well. I remember, actually, just another story. I used to be horrible at coming in on time. And I got a few coaching lessons from, I think it was Jeff Roshman and John Kerr at the time. And they told me, they sat me down, and they're like, what you're doing is like career halting. You're career halting yourself. And it was that word that like stuck with me to this day, that if I don't fix what I'm doing, then I'm gonna be stuck. So
Isn't
I
that
can't
funny that
change.
the narrative is exact like, hey, we need you here. They're like, don't worry about us. This is gonna harm you.
Yeah, it was my problem, and I was like, and I took that very seriously, and then I made sure I was here because I realized at that moment people were depending on me. But then the stretching, this was a neat one. We brought this in because I saw it as well, like a lot of different companies in Japan were doing it. It was a great icebreaker, and it was a funny thing because there was a time way back before our morning meeting where we were just getting together, and it came up. Some people wanted stretching, and then I tried it, and then eventually it fell off because some people didn't want stretching and all that stuff. And then we did all this training with Steven, because the way that we got some of this lean materials that we have around the shop is when we came back from Japan, we did a lot of learning. We watched a lot of AME tours, like you said. We watched a lot of Japan footage that we did. And we actually put it to a vote about what would you like to bring in from this. So it was like the team wanted this stuff. We weren't forcing it to them. And it made the buy-in so much easier. And then, and then the stretching came back up again. And now we got stretching in it, and everybody wants to do it. And everybody's now saying, they're enjoying it, or it was like a battle before when I wanted to do it. It was their idea.
I think the number one thing I heard that they wanted we didn't give them. They watched Yellow Tools, Michaels, and they wanted the beer drawer.
Yes.
We were talking about the beer drawer the other day, man. Yeah.
We just put in a giant coffee machine and a margarita mixing machine.
Oh, really?
I mean, we'll let you know how it goes.
Is that like a slushy thing?
But the stretching has been great, and then we let them add character and a little bit of themselves. They get to pick a song, whatever they want to share. The following though, this one here is really what I enjoy. Like, you could ditch everything else. I'd be pretty happy with just this, if anything. Is the About Me slide. I can't tell you how many times this has made people that don't converse at all start conversation through finding similarities. Learning something about somebody else, or something about that where nobody wants to do that, but when you're given the opportunity to do, they really do want to do that in the end. And it does open up those conversations. It opens up friendships, and it just opens up possibilities and great work ethic. You get to learn who your teammates are. And I think that's very powerful because you can work alongside somebody for years, never know who they are or what they enjoy, and just leave at the end of the day and be part ways. Now we get better connections through here. We get a better, stronger Weave team, And, you know, the connections stay beyond the job. People that left still in connection for whatever various reasons. And that's why also reasons people come back. They really enjoy. They miss the team. They miss the friends. That's what I hear every single time. So this has really opened up. And this is Steven talking about how he loves these movies. And then these slides are what I like to just call like the refreshers and like the things that I want to stick in everybody's head, whether they're like the subliminal messages that are always lingering there. But the 8 deadly wastes of lean is very important for us. Like we want people to identify that. And the way I know if people are engaged is through the Gemba system. I can see every day if people are seeing the waste that they're contributing. So I use that to see engagement. So it just shows that when I see the Gembas are down, I know we got to do something different. We got to get people jazzed up about fixing stuff again or whatnot. So we revamp it by adding in some slides sometimes to kind of rebuild and bring back some criteria. And this one here, the waste found by us, is kind of the same concept I talked about for why I bring people around for Gemba. It's about showing exposure to different wastes and all that through other people's eyes. It also helps me understand if the person that's presenting actually truly understands the waste or not, like you did this morning. You're doing some coaching on what that is. And I find that's really good, but it also helps other people be like, oh, that's a waste. I see that in my area all the time. Maybe I should say something about it. So it gives everybody a different perspective. Because the one thing I've learned often, I don't know, Steven trains people. I'll do some little lessons with people, but I don't know if what I'm saying is sinking in. Maybe if somebody else said it in their version, it would work and all that. So we try different methods and then we see what happens. Yeah.
I see we all have the same wonder, are we being effective? And is this sinking in?
Yeah.
What we're trying to say.
Exactly. And sometimes
I wonder that.
Yeah. So we use these tools to kind of help capture that, whether they're small or big. But the improvements is just to share some good examples of what you can do to make a space better. So for this one, for instance, Aslam put in an SOP on how to do some fixes on the printer and all that stuff. Very simple, very there in your face video and some literature. And yeah, he's just trying to eliminate, because what he realized is a lot of people were going to him for this stuff. And he was like, well, why don't I just put that stuff onto this page and put it here for them? The answer's where the question is now.
And in other news, this content is brought to you by Kaizenify.app. My 25-year woodworking career, we feel like we've been doing woodworking the hard way for a long time. It just seemed like every day we were making the same mistakes over and over again.
And we basically just solved every one of your issues one by one over the last 10 years. So we originally launched the SOP tool to make standards super easy and a no-brainer for you. Then we launched the Kanban tool to make purchasing easy. Then we went to the productivity timer so we could see how everyone's doing, and it's the on-down screen so everyone can see easily how we're doing in the shop. Then we moved on to the training matrix, a whole skills matrix. The dashboard changed everything. Now we can see how we're doing every day in the company, even on your mobile phone when you're not in the office. And finally, the quality tool rounds everything out. Now you know exactly where to focus.
Well, I, for one, don't feel like we're doing woodworking the hard way anymore using these tools. Our profitability is up, our morale is up, and we know every single day where to focus to make the improvements we need to make. So if this sounds like something that will help you and your team, join me and the other companies that have stopped doing woodworking the hard way. Head over to Kaizenify.app for your 60-day free trial.
Do a lot of people still go to him? Yes. But, you know, it's through that. It's through the review all the time. How can you improve it so that way you can make it better the next time? So we share that just to give examples to people through the office or shop floor.
Yes, in the spirit of benches, this is something I was working on last week. Kind of was inspired by some turn backs and in some of our purchase orders where we weren't calculating the amount of fabric that we needed to buy to make these benches. So now it's all automated. Essentially what you're seeing here is our different models and the length of the benches. A Me Too gets 2 benches, so that's why this is in pink, because it's bought in multiples of 2. And then down here is the yards of fabric that we need.
And then the refreshers and teachings, this is where I like we can put in all sorts of different stuff under here. I just have this slide as a staple that stays there, but people could use any kind of refresher. Like if they wanted the refresher, like they did on the shop floor today, George from the shop floor, he was like, I think I need to bring up leave it better than you found it today. So what he did is he put a slide in there about leave it better than you found it. And he had a topic to talk about it and share his opinion on it, which is great. I didn't do it, he did. And then I was there to back him. I was his support. But when there's nothing to put in there, we always have the 5S. And this is just an exercise where we break this down. And actually, this is something I gathered from, I think this is a Tableau from Argentina. I was networking with him, and he brought up the fact that he was having his staff, they broke it down through the week. And he was like, yeah, so Mondays we sort. We just spend time sorting. That's the activity for the day. Tuesdays we set in order. You know, that's the lesson. So, and then we just keep going down the line and we chip away and we restart every week and then continuously improving your space. So when it's Monday, I'll be like, hey folks, today in your journeys, if you'd like to, and it'd be really great if you did, find things that need to be sorted out of your space. Keep only what you need, throw out everything else. Red tag it, what is it? And then somebody at some point is gonna be like, I should do that this time. And then it's all gonna improve over time. So,
We were in a company in Japan and we were walking around, and I know Paul does 3S. I need lean because I am a mess. I want to know exactly where am I supposed to put it. The easiest place to put it should be the right place to put it, and right. But we were in this one factory where we were looking around and it's like, oh, there's a 5S sign. Oh, there's a 4S sign. Oh, there's a 3S sign. And we're like, what's going on here? And we realized, oh, some of the sections, there's nothing there to standardize. It's just a simple area, but they want it clean, so they really want you to just shine there. That's all they want you to do.
Interesting.
So when they clean the building, Seth doesn't want them stopping to standardize. He just wants them doing the other four. During improvement time, you can go up and standardize it,
Yeah.
but not while we're cleaning at the end of the day.
Isn't that funny? I see it so often. Like we pick up these tidbits, you know, from Japan or from wherever, and we just like wallpaper it everywhere. Like, this is the rule. They do it, we do it, and then you go there and you're like, oh wait, no, they're only using what's necessary, where it's necessary, and the quantity it's necessary. So crazy. I would have never thought of doing that. Never, not in a million years.
Like for instance, this, you might have a sticker on that board saying shine. You're not sorting that board, you're not doing anything else. But if it was a dry erase board, you may want to just keep it clean. Or whatever.
the part is that we know everybody's going to fail at some point, so we bring it up all the time, and to give them a chance to get their wheels and move forward with it. So by doing this, at some point, at just some point in your career here, you're probably going to do a sort thing. I'm not sure when, but you will, because you're going to see it through the routine of bringing it up all the time, and it's going to click for you at some point for somebody.
Don't forget your total ownership. This was inspired by Seth, and basically we all have different areas that we own and are accountable for overseeing. So very exciting. I got some more added. I'm overseeing the garage doors, making sure those are in good order. Empty skids, making sure they make their way out building and in a secure spot. The materials board, which includes all of our purchasing workflow, and my pod. So today, it being Thursday, we're on standardize. So this is kind of talking about how do we standardize, create a set of procedures that can be followed not just by the person in the area, but someone else that might be coming in, new people as well.
And then I hand off, and this is where I just share like my what I need to. To be honest, this section can be very short, very simple. This is what I already talked about this morning. I actually pulled up that from, I did it one time. I brought somebody around for some reason, and he talked to me after. He was like, that was extremely valuable. I really enjoyed doing that walk around and seeing other people's issues. I was like, huh, that's interesting. And then I was like, you know what? And I think the next day I put this in and I started doing it as a routine, bringing around the shop and get exposure, see what your teammates are going through, right? And then it opened up ideas for everybody. And then just friendly reminders, things we're trying to just be kind by asking people to hand in sheets. We'll give updates on big picture stuff like the expansion, for instance, where it's at. People, the things that are like itching people, they want to know more, we'll try and give them. But this one here, the Hankatons, has been the big one where we spend most of the time. And it's just that, it's understanding what is the change points in my day that are going to affect the quality for either the customer or the next person in line. So a good case in point we were talking about on the shop floor this morning, there's a cab out there they're not usually that familiar with the really long panels. Normally they just work off 3 tables, but one table was in order, so they had to do the process differently, which leads to more time and all that stuff. We're just making them aware this is going to happen today. We should be thinking about it maybe a little bit, and then it's not a surprise when it comes up. You're like, oh, I knew I was going to deal with that today at some point. So it's making everybody aware of what they might not be aware of for just today, and tomorrow it could be all different. So on that, we'll go through my favorite, the Hankatons list. So change points throughout your day that be cause effect to quality or escape customer. There may be some people here that aren't normally here, and they're what we call a distraction, and that is okay. But the Hankaton is the fact that people may get distracted from what they're doing and need to remember where they left off with their process, so they don't skip a step. Same thing was said to the shop floors. So it's about encouraging extra resources when we get these Hankatons. So we got those. We got a new employee starting on September 8th, Max, which is really exciting, growing our team. And then under the rest of these, I'm just trying to think about what I know that you don't know. I think we're pretty well good. We've upgraded our ILP. Our ILP now has a bottom ILP scoring board, scoring plate.
As well, that holiday.
Yes, yes. We're off on Monday, by the way, guys. Don't come in. You'll be very lonely. Everybody individually gets onto a computer, fills their slides up, and then presents the next day. I only deal with the slides that I'm worried about, and then everybody else takes care of the rest. Paul takes care of his slides. I take care of whatever I need to add in, and the staff running the meeting is taking care of all their beginning before the handoff. And then this just lets them know when their time's coming so they can pre-prepare if they want to, some ideas on what they want to talk about. We added this in. This wasn't always in there, but some people, again, were curious about how production was going because they're not in it every day. They don't see what we're actually like pumping out. So they thought it'd be interesting. Hey, what if we could get just like a quick snippet, on how we did with our production that day? Did we meet our targets? I don't know. And then what were the pros and cons for the day? And we can kind of like go over what they were, and everybody feels like they're getting the communication, right? The transparency.
I love the pros and cons. I love it.
They need it.
One thing to talk about. We hit, we missed, but some good things happened. Some good things had to have happened.
Yeah.
Like we can't have a day of just like total bad thing, and then the bad things happen too, and we shouldn't ignore that. Let's talk about the bad things.
Yeah.
But like just talking about both of them, and when you guys pulled that up this morning, I was just like, I mean, I have so many notes in my phone right now. I could publish a novel just from today so far. Like that was a really good.
Well, it's a nice thing to do. It's especially nice where like you can see you hit a target, but there was cons.
Right.
There was hurdles that were
made it.
there.
Yeah.
And we still made it because something went right. The communication.
So you want to know what went wrong so you can fix it, but you want to know what went well so you can keep doing that.
Yeah.
Right? That's, yeah.
And I always found constantly and time again, as soon as the communication falls through, the cons go up and we don't meet targets. As soon as the communication is always high, regardless of how big the turnback may be, we always end up pushing through. And if not, very, very close.
The dashboard changed everything. Now we can see how we're doing every day in the company, even on your mobile phone when you're not in the office.
Head over to kaizenify.app for your 60-day free trial.
And then we wrap it up with our next today's production, so everybody can get an idea.
lunch with us,
and then
right?
that kind of coincides with the next day. How did we do with that? And all that, so they can have an idea. We finished with our core values. This is new. I just thought it was fun. It's normally be kind, be authentic, and be useful. But because we're here, we are these things. And I try and iterate that through a chant at the end, just to feel good. So That's the morning meeting. It's a 15 to 20 minute thing. It can go really fast. The nice thing is that yeah, we do this every single day. We don't. It's like lunch.
Yeah.
We do lunch every day. We do morning meeting every day. We do improvement time every day. We clean this facility every day.
Oh, the other thing that we did once we started consulting with people, the first thing we did with every single company was teach them how to measure. No one was measuring their business properly. Everyone's looking at financial statements, which are crap. So we developed a software called Kaizenify. So now we have a whole performance dashboard, Kanban cards, SOPs, like just basically if someone's like, hey, I want to go lean, but I don't know where to start, we're like, right here, call us in a month after you got that set up.
So I found some inspiration this morning somehow. So I'm gonna see and ask you under my lean wonder, have any of you been able to inspire somebody outside of the work area lean practices?
I'll say that the sort from 5S is definitely something that I've brought us at work, at home, and elsewhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
To who?
Well, definitely my partner at home. Why should I be thinking about this as a sort and being able to sustain in Stephen's talked about his cover where covered, like that is something that's space. But I think there's so many different areas that you can bring that thinking to.
Yeah, and Stephen, has that sunk in outside of work?
Yeah, now that we standardized it, it's actually worked really well. And yeah, it started to apply to other drawers in my kitchen as well, which also costs well. So spread. I do like it. Yeah. And to be fair, there's a bit of teasing that happens now because, well, maybe you should just use a lean tool and use or something.
Yeah.
That's cool. They know it's working, so whatever.
That's awesome.
I took the time to put Kanban cards throughout my entire kitchen and standardized my refrigerator with Kaizen foam. And oh yeah. And I'll tell you, like, I post the videos on LinkedIn and stuff, and I get like these high level, like smart people, not me, stupid woodworker, but you know, like high level Six Sigma guys, like, that's going a little too far. Like, I don't think you need to do your groceries with Kanban cards and all that stuff. And I'm like, but if it saves time and money at work, would it not be just as important, maybe more important, like to save time and money at home? And you know, the arguments and the people, there was more people telling me I was crazy than there was telling me I did a good job. But I never run out of ketchup, never.
We launched the Kanban tool to make purchasing easy.
We have 4 cans, and for my family or some people I live with, were willing to see my method of just emptying them, where instead of batching, pulling all the bags out, I was saying, well, but if you pull out the bag, put the new one in, put it back, then do the next one, and then I think we even she goes, oh, that's it, time. Right?
Oh, I love it. So it is making it home. That's great.
It is. And I would also say that home is a good place where you're not doing lean, where you can appreciate lean at work, because you can have the contrast. And like, we're not doing it at home, we're not making a big deal about it. And you know what? I can see it's not as efficient.
Yeah.
But you just keep it to yourself. And you gotta work
Until I ask you about it.
and shadowbox things.
Yeah, that's a really good, because it's true. Like, I walk in my garage and I just want to set it on fire. Like, it's not good. It's not good. So you do get that contrast. So
Yeah.
wow, see, done. Mic
Here we
drop.
go.
I'm
Wow,
out.
baby, we're the books. All right, so we got Mars. You come around for Gemba Walk today, and with, I guess, a few other guests as well. You want to tell me?
Yeah, well, next time do is what we do.
Okay, so we do Gemba Walk here, Brad. So the management team goes around the shop floor with everybody's products that they had the previous day or that morning. And the reason why I bring the staff that runs the morning meeting is to give exposure. So most people work in typically an area, and they're only familiar with the waste that they produce in their topics and their categories. But to have somebody walk around, it widens their horizons of waste that they might have not been able to identify before, or give them new ideas or ways to think about how they're working on themselves by seeing others. So
I take a person, because we do this meeting alphabetically, and it gets everybody a chance from the office and the shop floor to take a walk around and see how the shop was doing as a whole, which is really neat. So draw up a great amount of new, fresh ideas and open eyes.
All right. Production update. So yesterday's recap. Great work by Pod Assembly, rolling with the punches. Well, we're making Link Pod, which we haven't made in a while. There's some components that are kind of what I'm going to call not standard, and they weren't accounted for. So we missed the link yesterday. We're going to get it this morning. Yeah, that's what it says right here. Link parts required additional processing. So we're having a discussion right now on how we can manage that better so that they arrive in time and we don't lose the target for the day. Now, this is the time where we state our company values, so everyone knows this. Altogether, we are kind, authentic, useful. Great. Thanks, everyone.